Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2021 Mercedes E-Class, and today we're going to show you how to install our full screen Apple CarPlay and Android Auto kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car. It's been paired to iPhone wirelessly, so once it's paired you can see CarPlay on the full original screen of this car. Same would be with Android, and it can all work wirelessly. All the controls are still done through the center console here, or you can use the original touchscreen of the car. All of the audio is done through original Bluetooth of the car, so the audio quality does not degrade in any way. I'm going to show you the huge difference that you're going to see between the original CarPlay and our system. So this is how original CarPlay looks, and it only works by the wire. But once we install our kit, now it's full screen. It looks way more impressive. So it's a great upgrade for this Mercedes E-Class. So now we're going to show you how to install it into this car. So the tools you're going to need is a T20 Torx and a screwdriver. This is our panel removal tool. This is our hook tool, also part of the panel removal toolkit. We have a 10mm socket with an extension, and then we have a magnet. And of course you're going to need our product. We're going to start right here with our armrest open. We're going to remove these two rubber covers, and they're covering bolts underneath them. Now we can use our T20 to remove these bolts. While we're here, we're also again going to use our hook tool to grab this little carpet inside the armrest compartment and remove it. And here we're going to see three things. So we're going to first see this T20 Torx bolt, which we're going to remove, but also there are two 10mm nuts right there. So everything has to be removed. So first we'll remove the bolt here in the middle. Now we can use our 10mm socket with an extension to get down to those two 10mm, and we're going to unscrew them. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. And at this point we can use our magnet, which we mentioned earlier. So we're going to carefully grab our 10mm and pull it out. Now we're at the back, so we need to remove these vents, and it comes out as this entire piece. So we're going to use our panel removal tool to get right in the middle here, and we're going to pop it up, and it's going to come up, and we're just going to leave it like this. And as you remember, we removed that one bolt in the middle of the armrest compartment. This is what was holding this in place. So if you do not remove it, you're going to just break something. So remember to remove that one bolt in the middle. We will continue with removing more stuff. So we already removed these two bolts. So this entire piece can come out. So it just slides out. And there are two more T20 Torx bolts. So keep something in mind that these have way thicker hat than these ones. So make sure to put these two in its original position, and these ones go here. So you're not even going to be able to screw them, but just something to note. At this point, the entire center console can come out, so we're going to have to start from this edge and lift it up to unclip it. And you lift it up more, and then pull it towards the back, and we're going to flip it on its side because we're going to disconnect all the connections at the back of it. First two connections that we're going to disconnect are these ones because they hold the panel the most tightest. So we're going to use our hook tool a lot here. So we're going to press on the clip right in the middle and disconnect it. Then we're going to do the black one. And now you have a little bit more space, so you can take it a little bit further out. And we're going to do all of these connections here first at the bottom. So there's a green one here. Then this one for the 12-volt socket. There's nothing to click on. Moving forward, we have this one here, has a small clip. This one just holds the wire in its position, so you just pull on it and disconnect. Next is this connection, so press on the clip and carefully start pulling on it. Once you get some space, you can use the tool to do it further. There are more connections right around here. So there's one here, so press on the clip, disconnect. This one we're going to use our tool again. These two are for the LED lights, so we're just going to pull them out and use our hook tool here. So we're going to lift up this little plastic piece here, and then we're going to pull on the connector at the same time to disconnect it. Now on the other side, we're going to pull the light out, lift it up, and then pull on the connector. Because we're going to be removing the entire center console from this car, we need to remove all these connections here also. So these ones, they have a small little clip right in the middle, which I'm going to show you, which you have to slide. That's what I did, and it slides out. Same for this black one. Then we're going to do the blue one. You just press on the side clip here, squeeze it, and disconnect. Same with the green one. We're going to use our tool probably here. Now this one. Now we have these two. Same thing. You have to press on the clip and then pull on the wire. And then the purple one down there. These two wires we're going to pull out. I'm just going to leave them hanging here. So at this point, all of the connections are disconnected from the center console. And there are just two bolts that hold it in place. There's one right here, it's a T20. And there's one on the other side, right there. At this point, the center console is free to come out. So you're going to lift it up and move it towards the back of the car. Here you're going to maneuver these wires out. And now it's free to lift out, and you can either put it at the back seats or just simply take it out of this car. So the last two bolts that we need to remove are the ones that hold the head unit in place. So there's one on this side and one on this side. So there's also these ones, but you don't need to remove them, just the ones that hold the bracket. And again, this is a T20. In order to remove the head unit, you actually need to lift it up and then pull it out, because it has these two big hooks in the actual bracket. So the connections we're going to be doing here, this is the main power harness here, which you need to, over here there's a clip that you need to squeeze and then unlock the connection, it will come out. And then the other one is this purple one for the video. For this one, we're going to use our hook tool again. I'm going to press on the small little clip, and once you press on it, use your fingers underneath and wiggle it out. So I was just pressing it here. Now we're going to show you everything that comes in our kit. So you have your user manual, then we have our main module here, and this is all the wiring. So we have a USB cable, which is used for updates or for wired CarPlay or wired AndroidAuto. We have our main harness here, which we're going to install to the back of the head unit. This is our wireless antenna, and this is our video cable. So we already showed you how to disconnect the original connection, and this is our main harness. So it has a female and a male end. So the male end from our harness will go instead of the original connection, and the original one will plug in into the female end of our harness. So slide it in and then lock it in place. Same with this one. When you're putting it in, make sure that the lock is unlocked. Put it in and then you lock it in place. So one end of our video cable, this one will go to the module, but these two, a male and a female, same thing as the main harness. The original one will plug in here, and then ours will go at the back of the head unit here instead of the original. So you end up with these two wires. So this is the harness wire and the video cable. So our main goal is to have these two wires go around the stereo and be at the back of the stereo and come underneath the stereo. At this point, once both of them are below, we can carefully put the stereo back in, make sure it locks in, and you gotta look into these holes and make sure that they line up, and that will tell you if the radio is in its original position or not. As we do not need to do any more connections at the back of the head unit, we're now going to reinstall the original bolts that hold it in place. Before connecting the module to the power harness, make sure that the switches 3 and 7 are on. This is for this particular 2021 E-Class. The switches are set correctly, so we can plug in the power harness, the CAN bus harness, and our video cable. This is our USB cable. We're actually going to route this USB cable into the center armrest compartment. There's a way to do it without drilling any holes. And then for the antenna, just plug it in here. And then the antenna we will leave somewhere in the center console here, right in the middle. Make sure with this one, just don't stick it to the module. So we're gonna route it under our carpet here, and we will leave it here right in the center of the car. And now we're ready to hide the module. So again, you will have to rip out some foam and then rip out enough that you can do the same thing in your car. So first you insert that edge and then this edge, and as you can see, the module just falls in there, and all the wires should be hidden except for your USB cable. And actually around this hole for these two 10mm bolts, this is where we're going to feed our USB cable in the center armrest compartment. We have our center console back in the car, so first thing we're going to do is route that extra USB cable which you didn't have before. And now that it's in the car, we're just going to leave it here. And now we're going to focus on the rest of the wires here. This is one bundle. This is the other bundle with those two LED lights. And all of the wires here are actually wires for the center console. So we'll start with these ones. We have these two video wires. So we have to loop them, if you remember, right through here. And then we're going to connect them. So the white one goes closer to the passenger, and then the purple one beside it. We'll continue on. Then we have this white connection, small cable here. Then we have the blue and the green. Then this white and the black. That's it for this part of the center console. This is our center console that we're putting back. So first we're going to connect these top LED connections. So as you can see on this bundle, one is short and one is long. So the long one will go towards the driver's side. So it's simple to just push it on and then secure this LED back. Same on the passenger side. Secure it and then pop it in. Then we're going to connect our white connection here and the black one below it. Now we're going to secure all the wires at the bottom of the center console. So we'll start with this video cable and this one, then the actual piece that holds the wire in place. The green one is important. This is to detect your key inside the car. We also have our 12-volt socket wire here. The last ones are here, these two. So you have the white connection and the black one for your LED light. Now we're going to take the center console. We're going to lift it up, tilt it up, and first you're going to insert these hooks right here. And then you'll push it towards the front and push it down. Before securing any more of the parts of this car, we're going to test everything to make sure that everything works. So now we're going to test everything. The ignition is on, and you're going to make sure that the original Mercedes system turns on and behaves just like before, so nothing changes. You can still control it with your touchscreen controls. But now if I press and hold this back button here in the center console, and you're going to look on the screen, you're going to see a new mode appear. At this point, we're going to take our iPhone and connect it by the wire. So by the wire is just for testing to make sure that it charges. As you can see, it switches over to CarPlay. We're still going to pair it wirelessly later, but for testing, we're going to check it by the wire. So you see CarPlay turns on. This phone that you're testing, make sure that it's also paired to the original Bluetooth of the car in order to get sound out of CarPlay. And once you tested everything, we're able to reassemble everything back. We can reinstall these two bolts here first. Reinstall this cover here, and we're going to reinstall the two bolts. So as I mentioned before, these ones that hold this panel in place, they're very small, and so you should end up at this point with 3 bolts. So 2 that go here, and this one will go in the middle to secure the vents. Now we can reinstall these 2 covers, the rubber covers here. So to reinstall this back cover here with the vents, first you're going to line up these 2 guides at the bottom and then lift. Once it's closed here, lift it up and kind of sit it on the actual clips that hold it in place. Then it will clip in, and to know that it's all the way in, you're gonna look on that bolt hole and see that it all lines up. Then it means it's in its correct position. So we will reinstall the bolt here, right in the middle. And the last thing is this little carpet cover here. So just maneuver it in place. You have to, in this particular car, you have to line up the two little openings. So there's an opening here, an opening down there. And then you're gonna end up with this USB cable right in the middle. So the installation has been completed. As you can see, we paired the iPhone wirelessly, and now we can enjoy full screen Apple CarPlay or full screen Android Auto in this Mercedes E-Class. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.